What it do, YouTube? It's the homie Bedo, and as we proceed to give you what you need, you already know we rocking. And I'm here as always with my co-host, Miss Joanna. Holla at the people.
I got nothing to say.
As always, not much to say. We're doing some more Screen Rant. Shout out to Screen Rant on the 10 crazy curses that haunt famous actors in movies. Without further ado, let's get into this shit, man.
On Earth. Bound by strict safety regulations, studios do their best to make sure cast and crew get through production unscathed. After all, they wouldn't want to get sued. Still, the safest movie set in the world isn't immune to everything. So when accidents happen on set, or when cast and crew members die under mysterious circumstances, it's tempting to wonder if something supernatural is to blame. Here are Screen Rant's 10 creepy curses that haunt famous Hollywood movies.
Yeah, let's get it.
Everyone knows the fate of Hollywood heartthrob Heath Ledger. After turning in his iconic performance as the Joker in Christopher Nolan's comic book masterpiece The Dark Knight, Ledger died of an accidental overdose on sleeping pills. But that wasn't the only bad thing that happened to people involved with the film. While it was still filming, a special effects expert died on set after a vehicle carrying a camera crashed into a tree. After it came out, Morgan Freeman was involved in a car accident which landed him in the hospital. Nevertheless, he returned to film The Dark Knight Rises, presumably the curse had lifted by that point.
Years later.
The Curse of Billy Bob Thornton. Speaking of Heath Ledger, the young actor co-starred in Monsters Ball with Billy Bob Thornton back in 2001. Nowadays, people know Thornton as the beloved character actor from such films as Waking Up in Reno, Sling Blade, Daddy and Them, and Bad Santa. But who were his co-stars in those movies? Well, in Waking Up in Reno, Thornton shared the screen with Patrick Swayze, who died of pancreatic cancer at the early age of 57. Actor J.T. Walsh died of a heart attack in 1998, just 2 years after co-starring in Sling Blade. Daddy and Them is the latest film of Ernest star Jim Varney, who died of lung cancer at age 50. And Bad Santa has 2 premature deaths associated with it. John Ritter passed away in 2003, while Bernie Mac succumbed to a heart attack in 2008. This probably doesn't have anything to do with Billy Bob, but it's a creepy coincidence nonetheless. The Conqueror. Sometimes known as the movie that killed John Wayne, The Conqueror is a 1956 epic about Mongolian leader Genghis Khan. In the case of this film, the curse is real. The Conqueror was filmed in St. George, Utah, which happened to be downwind of a nuclear weapons testing site in neighboring Nevada. Out of 220 cast and crew members, 91 eventually developed cancer. John Wayne, the director Dick Powell, and co-stars Susan Hayward and Agnes Moorehead all died of cancer eventually. Another co-star, Pedro Armendariz, took his life after learning that his condition was terminal. Producer Howard Hughes, the guy Leonardo DiCaprio played in The Aviator, felt so guilty about this that he purchased every print of the film and kept it from being screened until his death. The Oscar Love Curse. Here's another curse that might actually be real. The Oscar Love Curse. This theory holds that women who win the Oscar for Best Actress or Best Supporting Actress are more likely to see their marriages and relationships go down in flames. Stars like Julia Roberts, Reese Witherspoon, and Sandra Bullock have seen their long-term romances come to an end not long after winning an Academy Award. Apparently, there might be some truth to this curse. In the journal Organization Science, 2 professors conducted a study of the so-called curse and determined that it might be real. They concluded that the upward positive shift in social status could have a detrimental effect on the marriage. So if you want to stay married, folks, it might be a good idea to stay away from the Oscar spotlight. Psycho. When anyone brings up the classic horror film Psycho, only one scene comes to mind. When Janet Leigh's character gets murdered in the Bates Motel shower. The rest of the movie may be a masterpiece, but that scene is terrifying. What makes it more terrifying is the history that surrounds it. Myra Davis, who was Leigh's stand-in on the film, was raped and murdered in 1988. In 2001, a handyman named Kenneth Dean Hunt was convicted for the crime. In the book The Girl in Alfred Hitchcock's Shower, writer Robert Graysmith describes Hunt as a psycho-obsessive who wants to kill Leigh's body double from the shower scene. Instead, he got the wrong woman. Davis was Leigh's stand-in for lighting checks, but Leigh's body double was actually Marley Renfro, a former Playboy model who's still alive and well today. The 27 Club. The 27 Club
he really killed
someone? Number of
Hold on. He really killed
somebody?
I don't know. I was confused.
In 1969.
Hold on. I'm going backwards. Sorry about this, guys. Okay, let's.
All right. This time.
So the guy
when
in
Janet
the real
Leigh's
movie
character gets murdered in the Bates Motel shower. The rest of the movie may be a masterpiece, but that scene is terrifying. What makes it more terrifying is the history that surrounds it. Myra Davis, who was Leigh's stand-in on the film, was raped and murdered in 1988. In 2001, a handyman named Kenneth Dean Hunt was convicted for the crime. In the book The Girl in Alfred Hitchcock's Shower, writer Robert Graysmith describes Hunt as a psycho-obsessive who wants to kill Leigh's body double from the shower scene. Instead, he got the wrong woman. Davis was Leigh's stand-in for lighting checks, but Leigh's body double was actually Marley Renfro, a former Playboy model who's still alive and well today. The 27 Club. The 27 Club refers to the large number of famous young people to have died at the age of 27 years old. In 1969, Rolling Stones bassist Brian Jones drowned in a swimming pool. Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin both died of drug-related causes the next year, while the Doors frontman Jim Morrison passed away mysteriously the year after. When Nirvana singer Kurt Cobain took his own life in 1994, music lovers began referring to the 27 Club. Amy Winehouse is the latest rock star to join the club, but she's not the only 27-year-old celebrity to die in recent years. 27-year-old Star Trek star Anton Yelchin was killed by his Jeep Grand Cherokee in a freak accident earlier this year. A Tuck. A Tuck is the only film on this list that was so cursed it never actually got made. In 1982, John Belushi was in talks to play the lead character A Tuck, a heavy-set Inuit man from Alaska who gets lost in New York City. After agreeing to take the role, Belushi died of a drug overdose. The role eventually went to Sam Kinison, who actually shot some scenes as the character before production halted over creative differences between Kinison and the producers. He later died in a car crash. Then, John Candy expressed interest in playing the role, but sadly passed away before it could get made. Finally, Chris Farley also expressed interest in the role shortly before his death in 1997. Something tells us this movie's never going to get made.
God,
The Terminator.
damn, that's crazy.
Don't ever make that one.
Don't sign me up for that one.
Two of the actors who
Fuck
played
that.
John Connor
Don't
over
even
the
talk
years
to
have
me
had their lives
about it.
turned upside down by addiction. Edward Furlong played a young John Connor in Terminator 2 Judgment Day, but he became addicted
John
to
Connor.
cocaine and heroin as a teenager. He still pops up from time
John
to time in
Connor.
low-budget
You can't do
movies.
heroin, John
Furlong's
Connor.
career has never recovered.
It's not
in
good.
2003, Nick Stahl took over the role of John Connor in Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. But in 2012, his own addiction troubles came to light when his estranged wife reported him missing for multiple days. He works mainly on independent films now. Thankfully for Christian Bale, who played Connor in Terminator Salvation, the curse doesn't seem to have affected him. James Dean's Little Bastard Curse.
Yes.
In 1955, James Dean tragically died in a car crash. He was driving a customized Porsche 550 Spider, which he affectionately referred to as Little Bastard. After the crash, however, a string of mysterious accidents followed the remainder of the car. Parts of the Little Bastard eventually made their way into two separate cars owned by Troy McHenry and William Estrid. They both crashed while racing each other, killing the former and seriously injuring the latter. While being used for a safety exhibit, the remainder of the Little Bastard survived a fire at a garage and broke someone's hip after falling off its display. Later, it fell off a truck while being transported and killed its driver.
shit
This
is
is
cursing
one
than a
Hollywood car
motherfucker.
we do not want to drive. The Superman Curse. The Superman Curse begins with George Reeves, who portrayed the character in the 1950s TV series The Adventures of Superman. After his career was hampered by typecasting, Reeves was tragically killed by a gunshot wound in 1959. The next actor to don the tights was Christopher Reeve in Richard Donner's Superman in 1978. Reeve played the superhero until 1987 Superman 4, but in 1995 he was paralyzed from the neck down in a horse riding accident. So far, no horrible life-changing events have been brought down on Tom Welling or Brandon Routh, but there's no doubt that their careers haven't quite taken off in the years since they've played Superman. Perhaps Henry Cavill, the latest actor to take on the Man of Steel, can turn things around for the character. So what do you think of our list? Know of any other movies that are said to be cursed? Join the conversation in the comments below, and if you like what you saw,
The list, there's a few on there that were pretty crazy, like the fucking James Dean one. I've heard that one before. Little Bastard. Who would want to fucking buy a piece of that car? I'm sure. You think people still trying to buy little pieces of it?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I wouldn't.
Bastards!
Ew.
But anyways, that's gonna do it for today. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. I appreciate you coming. Don't forget to like and subscribe and do all that junk. But yeah, I've been your boy Bedo. This is Miss Joanna.
What?
Till next time, be good, you two. We out, man.
So tonight, gotta leave the 9 to 5 up on the shelf and just enjoy yourself. Groove, let the madness in the music get to you, like it's so bad at all. You live it off the wall.